Welcome back to the Lone Ranger Radio Show. My name is Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage. Yes, I am the Lone Ranger. Thanks for tuning in to me today. You know, whether you own a home or not, this show can be for you. And I'll tell you why. I'm going to talk a lot about conditions of the market. And if you are a homeowner already and you have no need to buy another home, and you don't want to refinance because you're sitting on a 3.5% 30-year fixed rate, why would you stay tuned into this station? And I'm going to tell you why. First of all, I'll give you great market conditions that keep you aware of what your property values are doing. As a matter of fact, if you would like to subscribe to my home valuation program, I'm going to tell you why it's an advantage to you. So I've got a program. It's called Homebot. I pay for it, but I give it to my existing clients. But even if you're not one of my existing clients and you'd like access to this, I'll tell you what it does. It sets you up so you identify your property, and it gives you constant updates by email as to what the market conditions are for your particular property in your neighborhood, but allows you also to manipulate numbers like, hey, I'd like to know how much do I need to make on a payment to pay it a loan off in 15 years, or how much equity is in the property that I might be able to pull out of for an equity line. It gives you all kinds of tools, but here's the beauty of it. And I want to talk a little bit about this. So write my number down, 813-213-4009 or 407-706-3313. So here's why I love my program. First of all, you're not going to get any solicitations from me. Okay. It's a tool that I use that I share with you so that you are in touch with what your values are, because it's important. So just text or email me and I'll send you over the link and you can start utilizing the program. But here's the thing. Where would you go right now to determine what your home value is? Where are you going to go? You're going to go online. What are you going to type in? Zillow. Okay. Everybody goes to Zillow. Okay. How much does Zillow cost? It's free. Where are they getting their money from? They're a multi-million dollar, if not $1 billion organization. Where are they getting their money from if it's free? The same place the TurboTax is getting their money from. Oh, you want free tax returns? Oh, go to TurboTax, do free tax returns. You want your credit card free? Where are we going to get it? We're going to get a free credit card. You're going to go to Credit Karma. All of these things are free. Do you know why, folks? Because you are now the product. So you want Zillow to determine value, and all you've done is put your information out there so you can get hammered with a bunch of real estate calls on, hey, I understand you're looking for a property. You're not going to get that when you use my system. It's private. It's for you. So you're not solicited. All your information is sold by these free companies. Then you go to Credit Karma to check your credit report. What do you think Credit Karma is doing? They're selling your credit data off to people like me that would buy it. Now, I don't buy trigger leads. They're called trigger leads. And every time you go to open up credit, then the credit bureaus sell that data to mortgage companies, banks, acceptance companies that want to solicit you because it's free. So you've become the product. Same with your tax returns. You want to do free tax returns? They're selling your data. Now, you wonder why the world's gone mad and everybody's got all this private information and you're like, oh, I don't like anybody to even pull my credit. And yet you're going to Credit Karma and you're letting them sell it to the Chinese and Russians and Philippines and all that stuff. You think they're just selling it to Americans? They're not. You have become the product. So stop doing that immediately. You want your credit report pulled? Go to annualcreditreport.com. Okay, you can get a free credit report every year. Don't go to Credit Karma. Don't use those systems. It's an invasion of your privacy and you don't even know it. Call me, 407-706-3313. All right, so we've now got ourselves in a position to where rates have stabilized a little bit. Okay, you're still hovering in the mid to high sixes right now. They were a little bit lower, but what are rates going to do? Well, the next Fed meeting is going to be, I think it's March 20th or 28th. There's a 97.5% chance that rates will remain unchanged. Now, that doesn't mean that they're going to go up or go down, but they could go up or they could go down. I think we're on a trend And I think that interest rates will start improving. But most of you did not know that on Monday of earlier this week, we had the largest sell-off from federal bonds, treasury bonds, since COVID. Billions and billions of dollars of treasury bonds. And that affects interest rates, even though you don't even know it's happening. So that giant sell-off, why do they do that? It's so that the federal government can recoup money. They needed money, so they're selling off all these bonds to the private sector. So if the bond sales went well and they made money, then things might improve. If the bond sales didn't go as well and the yield wasn't as high, then they might not, and interest rates could deteriorate. It's kind of there's no way for us to know until the dust settles. But that happened and that affected interest rates. So you're seeing some volatility in the market. Do I think it's cause for concern? Not in the least. Not in the least. I think that our interest rates are going to remain in the mid to high sixes, probably through most of this year. I don't expect any significant changes. And I think that rates are ripe for being able to buy. The market is red hot right now. I'm starting to see more and more multiple offers. And I think that if you are concerned about getting into the market, and maybe you're one of the people that think that maybe the market's in for a correction, we're going to see maybe a retraction in value, I want to tell you how that's not going to happen. Right now, we've got less than 3 months worth of inventory. 6 months worth of inventory is a balanced market. You cannot have a shortage of product and an increase in and a decrease in price. If you don't understand basic supply and demand, then you won't get this concept. But if you do, you're going to understand that since we have more people than we do properties, values will continue to rise. And that is what's going to happen. You also will start to see interest rates drop as time goes on. They're not going to drop significantly, but they're going to drop. And that puts more and more people in the market. We're also seeing builders ramp up their inventory. That's going to give us a little bit more relief, but it's not going to give us quite enough. Quite frankly, National Association of Realtors says that it would take our builder community 10 years to make up today's demand. Well, that's what are we going to do in 10 years from now? So there's not enough properties to go around. Here's the thing. The wealth in America is made by owning real estate. Some people will get rich from their jobs. Some people will get rich because they're professional actors or ball players, but the average person will make wealth in real estate. You don't have to be the biggest wage earner to retire as wealth. And that's where I think a lot of people just don't understand the power of money. But you make mistakes. And what you don't do is you are not in the market. If you don't own real estate, you're making a major mistake. A major mistake. Because real estate will go up in value. You have to live somewhere. So you're either going to make your landlord rich or you're going to put money in your own pocket. You make your choice as to what you think you should do. All right. You want to buy a home right now? How do you find a great real estate agent? You don't know the good ones, but I do. The Lone Ranger. I know the best real estate agents. I know the terrible real estate agents, but you don't. You don't know their credentials. So how do you choose a real estate agent? I'll tell you how you do it. Your boss's wife, your cousin's best friend's sisters. You know, this is how you drive around and you see a yard sign and you go to that agent. So first of all, don't do that. Don't go to the listing agent. Why? Who do you think they're representing? Who hired the listing agent? The seller? Why don't you just let the seller come up with your price? Oh, you are? Oh, I see. Why would you do that? Don't you want your own representation? Even if you're going to new construction, you should be using a real estate agent. But how do you choose a good one? You call me, the Lone Ranger, Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage, 813-213-4009. 407-706-3313 or webringyouhome.com. Call or text me. Here's why. Right now, I will guarantee you, I will connect you with a real estate agent in your area that has been pre-vetted by me. And my criteria is strict. Like, my transactions don't fall apart because I'm working with the best of the best. So when you're working with great people, you get great results. What happens is the average person doesn't really know what to expect, so things just happen. But don't you want them to happen and benefit you? So I will refer you to a real estate agent. That referral that I give you to a real estate agent, that realtor will then reimburse you 25% of their commission back to you so you can offset some closing costs, some escrows, whatever you want. You can't use it for down payment, but you can use it to offset other costs. So you have everything to win, everything to gain, and nothing to lose. It's a no-brainer. You want an agent to help you list your home? They'll do the same thing. They'll give you a 25% discount on it just by going through me. How much do you think these real estate agents have to pay me to get on my list? Nothing. Not one red cent. And here's why. You cannot call me up and go, hey, Bruce, I want to get added to your list. Now, listen, I'll get 4 or 5 calls from realtors today just by talking about this on my show. Hey, I want to get on your list. I want to get on your list. How do you get on my list? You have to have done business with me. I got to know how you behave. I'm not going to refer you unless I know how you are. And listen, just because you're a big producing real estate agent doesn't mean you can get added to my list. I know lots of egotistical, big shot realtors that I would not refer their business to. I want people that are humble and caring and look for the client first. They're not transactional. They're relationship. Is that what you want? If you do, then call me. I'll get you connected with a great real estate agent and they'll put money back in your pocket. 407-706-3313 or 813-213-4009 or go to webringyouhome.com. I'll get you totally fixed up. All right. I want to talk quickly about my physician loans. If you are a medical doctor, including a veterinarian, I've got mortgages for you. You can put zero money down up to $1 million. Zero money down up to $1 million. If you're just getting out of residency school, you're loaded up with student loans. I've got special ways to calculate those student loans so they don't hurt you. Great programs for physicians. Down payment assistance programs for those of you first-time home buyers. First-time home buyers, you haven't owned a home in the last 3 years. These are not combined with my doctor program. These are different programs. But a lot of you were disappointed when Hometown Heroes ran out of money. But there's other programs. I got a client recently, $50,000 in Pinellas County. I've got one getting, I think, 30, 40,000 in Brevard. And I've got another one in Orange County, Florida, getting another $50,000. There's money available. You just have to know how to get it. And you have to have a lender that's going to guide you through the process. Most of the time, you're going to have to attend a class. But if you want to buy a home and you need the extra money. Now, if you don't need the money from down payment assistance, it's probably not in your best interest to get it. Some people think, well, it's free money. Don't I just want to get it? No, you don't. You don't. There's reasons for you not to take it, and there's reasons for you to take it. And you need somebody like me and my team that can guide you through that process. So don't be greedy. You want to make sure that you are taking advantage of something that's going to make things better for you, not make things worse for somebody else. You can call me now at 813-213-4009, or you can call me in Orlando at 407-706-3313, or you can go to my website right now at webringyouhome.com. When we get back, I want to talk a little bit about self-employed people, debt consolidation. That means refi versus home equity line of credit. And I want to talk a little bit more about what direction interest rates are going in. Don't go anywhere. The Loan Arranger will be right back. WeBringYouHome.com. Stay tuned. I'll be back in 5 minutes with more juicy information on the real estate market.